Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down for you exactly how to configure and set up your TradingView so that you can start taking trades like a badass. So we're going to break down this video into three main categories. Now the first one is going to be all of the tools and buttons that you see all around the screen. Now there's a lot of them, so we're going to cover each individual one so that you know exactly what it does and how to utilize it to frame up a trade. The second section is going to be about the chart layout and how to customize it so that it fits you as a person and you're not then stuck with the basic red and green that it comes with as standard. And the third section is going to be exactly how you can start framing up trades so that you can then start to execute them on whatever trading platform you're actually using, and how to make everything more convenient so that you can start saving time when you're charting up. So if you're new here, my name is CEO Trades. I've been a trader for 6 years, and on this YouTube channel I provide a ton of content from trade breakdowns to videos like this where I'm teaching you the basics of TradingView. So if you haven't done so already, click that button to give me a follow so that you can stay up to date with all of the new things that I'm about to drop in the coming few weeks. But without further ado, let's jump straight into this video and make you into a TradingView pro. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go into Google and you're going to type in tradingview.com. You're going to click on the first thing that shows up and it's going to bring you to this page, which is tradingview.com. So from here, there's a ton of different things that you can go into and a lot of different features that TradingView offers. But for this video, we're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to focus on what we're here for the most, which is going to be the super charts. If you guys want a more in-depth video on everything else that TradingView has to offer, then let me know down in the comment section and I can potentially make that in the future. But first and foremost, the first thing you're going to do is click on products and you're going to click on super charts. And you're probably going to get loaded up onto this bog standard chart, which is going to have the red and green colorway, and you're probably going to be on the Apple stock. So let's go into all of the different tools that you can see all around the screen and what they all mean. So kicking off from the top left corner, right here is your profile icon. Now you can click on this and it will take you to everything you need to know regarding your actual profile itself. So as we can see, Prince Drew is my profile, and I can go into my profile settings, account and billing, referring friends, and so on and so forth. I can go back to the home page, the help center. So if there's something that I can't find and I need to search it up, I can click on this. It's going to bring up a search bar and I can search for whatever it is that I'm missing. Any notifications that I may get, so potentially a new feature that TradingView has added. If they have, they'll let you know in your notifications. What's new? Again, if they have added something new, you'll find it here in what's new. Now, there's a big controversy about the light versus the dark. Is the light mode better? Is the dark mode better? Now, for me, I personally prefer the dark mode. I feel like it looks better. But if you guys prefer the light mode or whichever one you think is better, just let me know down in the comment section below. This is what the light theme looks like, and I'm just not a fan. So the first thing I'm going to do is come over here and click on the dark mode. Then we've got the drawing panel. Now, this is just going to bring up everything on the side. This is something that you want to have on so that everything is in hand's reach. So we tick that on and it brings up everything on the side here. You can change your language right here if you wanted, add keyboard shortcuts, or if you wanted to get the desktop app, you can then click on this and it will get it as a desktop app for you. And lastly, it's self-explanatory. You can sign out of your account. So that is everything that lives up in this top left corner. Now moving on to the right, we have the symbol search. Now in here is where you're going to be able to find whatever asset it is that you want to trade. So as an example, if I want to trade GBP USD, I just type that in and then it will open up the chart for me. If you don't know what it is that you're looking for, then the really good thing that TradingView have is all of these little bubbles right here. So if it is a stock that it is that I'm specifically looking for, but I don't know what it's called, I can click on this and it's only going to show me stocks. So then you can scroll down and see all of the different stocks that they have that you can go into. If it's a fund, futures, Forex, crypto, whatever it is, you can go into that specific bubble and then you can find that specific commodity, indice, whatever it is, if you don't know the name. Having clicked all, it will show every single thing and then you can just search for whatever it is that you're looking for. So let's say we wanted to trade Australian dollar versus the US dollar. We would then click it and it's going to open up the chart. Now, at the same time, if you look on the right side of this, you can see that all of these are the different broker feeds. Let's say I was trading with a personal account on IC Markets. I would want to have this specific feed because then the numbers on the side are going to correlate with my actual broker itself. So then if I've charted up a trade, let's say, for example, I'm taking a long right here and my stops are here and my take profit is there, the numbers on the side are going to correlate with what is shown inside of my actual broker feed. Right next to it, we have the time zone. So what time do you want to be looking at the chart on? Do you want to be looking at it on the 1 second? Do you want to be looking at it on the 5 minute? Do you want to be looking at it on the hour? In this area is where you can pick what time frame you want to be looking at the chart on. So say, for example, I wanted to view the Australian dollar versus the US dollar on the 6 hour chart. I would click that and then it's going to show me the 6 hourly chart. Now, what I do to make my life a little bit easier is right next to all of these, there's a star icon. If I click this, it's going to add it up here so that I don't have to click on this little drop down, go and find whatever time zone it is that I'm looking for. If I know that every single day I come onto the charts and I start my top down analysis from the daily, then I click on this, add it to my favorites, and it's right there. Now, next to it, we've got the candlestick formation. Do you want to have it in the most generic basic candles, which we all love, which is the open, high, low, close? Or do you want to have it as a line chart? Do you want to have it as Heiken Ashi? Do you want to have any of these different configurations that they have available on TradingView, such as bars? You've got hollow candles, volume candles. This is the area that you would go to configure what it looks like on your screen. You can click on the little star icon and it's going to put it all up here, nice and easy for you to be able to click at and change between at the click of a button. Now, next to it, we've got another favorite of ours, which is the indicator section. So in this area, you're going to be able to find all of the indicators that you can possibly think of. Now, there's loads and loads of different indicators. There's technical indicators, financial indicators, community indicators, you name it, there's tons, right? So let's say we wanted to add on the most basic indicator that we can think of. Let's say we wanted to add a moving average. Now we type in moving and it's going to come up with all of the different indicators that have moving or start with moving in their name. Any of them that don't have a name in this middle column are ones that are created by TradingView. So all of these are indicators created by TradingView for you to be able to use. Any that have a name in this middle column is created by an individual who has uploaded it to TradingView for the community to be able to use. And then right next to it, you can see the amount of likes that it's got. So the more likes, the more popular and the more people use it. And again, the same as always, if there was particular indicators that you were consistently using, then you would just click on the little star icon right next to each and every single one. And it's going to have it put into this nice and neat location for you to always be able to come and grab without you having to manually search for it every time. But if you just wanted to add this indicator straight onto your chart, you simply just click on it and it's added. Now, as soon as you add an indicator to your chart, it's going to come and fall right below this symbol name. So right here, it says the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. You can see that it is on the 1 minute time frame. And then right next to it, it says IC Markets, which is the broker. So this tells you all of the information you need in a quick glance. And then right underneath it, we've got our indicators. So at the moment, we've got the volume indicator on the chart. And then below it, we've got the EMA, which is the moving average. If I wanted to stop seeing it, I can click on the hide icon and it's going to remove it from the screen. We can click on the settings to configure it to setting we like. We can click on the open source code. So this will bring up the source code of the indicator if you were a developer and you wanted to develop this into your own code for yourself. We can minimize that right there. And then you've got the delete so that you can remove it from your chart. So the same thing for the volume one that we've got at the bottom here. I'm going to remove it so that we can see a nice and clear chart. The drop down button next to the indicators is where all of your starred and favorited indicators live. Now next to it, we've got the alert button. If you click on this, it's going to help you create an alert. Now, what is this good for? Well, say for example, your trading strategy was support and resistance, or you were trading order blocks, right? You're going to identify that right here, we've got this order block, but you don't know when price is going to enter your order block. So then all you would do is click on alert. And then you can see that right here is the open of this order block at 0.65151. So then you would enter that information here, 0.65151. And what we want to do is get notified when Australian dollar versus the US dollar crosses this price point. We only want to be triggered once. So as soon as price does it once, we want the alert to go off. If we wanted to go off every single time price does that, we would just change it to every time. And we want to set an expiration date. So we can give the alert a name. So we can say AUD USD crossing into order block. And then we can have a little message that shows up. So again, we can say AUD USD, and then we can put the same as the name. So crossing into order block. Now, if I create that alert, you can see that right here on the chart, we have this little white triangle. Now, this shows us that right here is an active alert. If price crosses above this, then the alert is going to go off and you're going to get a notification on your phone. And if you've got TradingView open on the desktop or on your laptop, it's going to ping and it's going to let you know that AUD USD has just crossed into that order block. So this makes your life a little bit easier because then you don't have to sit staring at the charts all day. You can go off about your business as soon as price taps into your area of interest or whatever strategy it is that you're trading that you need the alert for. You can then come back onto the charts and start monitoring it from there. Now, if you wanted to remove the alert, then you would simply right click on it and then you can either remove it, edit it, or just pause it for the time being. So we're going to remove it off the chart because we don't want that alert to be on there. Next up, if you are somebody who is on the pro plan of TradingView, which I highly recommend you do be on, then you've got the ability to replay the chart. Now, this is amazing because you can go and backtest your trading strategies and you can have it so that you're actually looking at the charts tick by tick, and it is super beneficial on collecting data to see if your strategy actually works. So what we do is click on replay and then we can choose where we want the replay to start from. So say, for example, I wanted to start the replay from here. I would click that and now price has gone back in time. Now from there down here, we've got our control center. So if I wanted to play price on at normal speed, I can press that and it will start playing on. If I wanted to play it bar by bar, then I can click this and price will move every single time I click. We can pick the speed of how fast the bars move. So if I wanted it to move super slow and then press play, price is going to take its time and it's going to move a little bit slower so that you can then actually play it as if it's happening in real time. Then if you just want to jump back to where we were at the very beginning, we click on this and we are back to the beginning. Up here, we can change how many screens we can see on the chart in one go. We click on this and we can change it to 2 simultaneously side by side. We can change it to 2 above and below. Apart from that, on the right here, we've got quick search. If there's something that you're missing, if there's something that you can't find, maybe it's an indicator, maybe it's the text tool. You type that in and it's going to find it for you so that you can have it again at a hand's reach. Next to it, we've got the settings. So these are going to be settings for the chart. Now we'll get onto this in a little while once we've gone through all of the different tools that are on the screen. So we'll circle back to that. We've got the full screen mode, you into full screen. And then right next to it, we've got the snapshot button. You click this and it's going to take a snapshot of what the screen looks like right this very second. You can then either download it. Now this is really good if you are backtesting or if you're journaling. You can copy the image. You can copy the link to the image to send to maybe your Discord community or your friends. You can open it in a new tab so that you have that one singular image in a new tab, or you can tweet the image as well. And right next to it, we've got a publish button. Now, if you click this, you can publish your trade ideas on your profile so that other people can actually get an insight into exactly how you trade. Now, me personally, I don't publish my ideas. I publish them into the VIP group, and the link for this is down in the description. But if you guys were interested in growing a community and potentially publishing the ideas that you have in the trade setups, you can simply click this to publish the singular image. You can click the one right below it to record a video or a trade idea, and then you can write public notes if you wanted to as well. We've got the watch list. Now, this is a favorite of mine, again, because it makes your life a little bit easier. So what we can do here is click on this plus icon. And let's say, for example, I always traded AUD USD. I can then click on this little plus icon right here, and it's going to add it to my watch list. So instead of coming to the charts every day, clicking up here and searching for a symbol, I can just come here and have AUD USD ready to go again at a hand's reach. From there, we're moving on to alerts. So if you have any active alerts open on your screen, they're all going to live in this one location. Right below it, we've got the object tree. So we will talk about this a little bit more as we move forward. But for example, if say I had a drawing here, a trend line here, and a fib here, All of these things will live in the object tree location so that you don't have to go back and find, oh, there's a trend line over here, let me go and delete this. Oh, there's a bit of drawing here, let me go and delete this. All of these will live in this one location so you can delete them, lock them, or hide them from view. Next up is the ideas. So if you have published any ideas, they're all going to live here so that you can have a quick glance at them whenever you want. So below it, we've got the chat location. Now, this is where you have everyone in the community on TradingView expressing their views and talking about specific topics. If you have private chats with private members that you're friends with on TradingView, you will have them in this location. So private messages. And then right below it, we've got ideas streams. So this is where people are, again, publishing their own ideas. The same way if you were to publish up here, it will start showing up in this location. Moving on, at the bottom, we've got the calendar. So any news events that are coming out, anything that is happening that is going to be affecting the markets will live in this location. And then again, right below it, at the very bottom, we've got the help center, similar to what we saw earlier, where if you're struggling with anything and you can't find the answer to it, simply type it up in here and it's going to find you that correct answer. If still you can't find the answer after scouring all of these different categories, then you can open up a support ticket where you can directly speak to the live chat. An editor, then you can click on Pine Editor and then you can start to edit code down here. Then we have the strategy tester. So if you've coded your own strategy, if you've coded your own indicator, you can load it here and then it can test that strategy for you and give you the results. And then right next to it, we've got the trading panel. Now, if you have a broker that allows you to trade directly off of TradingView, you can connect them up directly from inside of TradingView so that you can start to place trades without having to leave this terminal. Then in the bottom right, we've got the time zone. So depending on where you are around the world, you can change this. And in that way, it configures the chart timing to your time zone. And that just makes it a little bit easier to look at. And last but not least, we've just got these two that brings up all of these panels down at the bottom. And then you can make them full screen if you wanted to. You've got the go to button. Now, if you click this and I wanted to see something on July the 7th, 2023, and click on this and it's going to take me straight back here. So this is how price was playing out back on July the 7th, 2023. We've got the cursor. So you click on this and you can change it. At the moment, I've got it as a cross. I can change it into a dot. I can change it into an arrow. I can use it to erase things and I can use it to do a magic. So I usually like to have it as a cross, but you can have it as whatever you wanted. Next, we've got the trend line area. So this is trend lines, horizontal lines, vertical lines, parallel channels, pitchforks. Any of this that you need, you simply click it and then you can place it on the chart. So for example, if I wanted to place a trend line, I would click it. Now I've got the trend line active, press it once and it's going to start the trend line, press it again and it's going to create that trend line. Moving on, we've got the Fibonacci area. So we've got the fib retracement, we've got fib circles, Gann boxes, Gann fans, all of these crazy things that you probably will never use in your trading career. But if you ever wanted to, they all live here. You've got the patterns. So if you're somebody who trades ABCD patterns, then you can click this and start to place all of these on your chart. Apart from that, there's head and shoulders, there's Elliott wave, there's cycle lines, time cycles. So all of these different things that you can use if that is your trading style. Next up, we've got the long position. So if you're getting into a long position, you can click this, place it on the chart, move this around to place your stop loss, move this around to place your take profit. Then we've got forecast, bar patterns, ghost feeds, but everything that you may need will all live in here. Next, we've got the drawing tools. So brushes, highlighters, arrow markers, shapes, so rectangles, triangles, arcs. So if you were, say, trading, I don't know, support and resistance, you click on the rectangle, press it once to start it, drag it around, and then there you go. You can now place your support. We've got the text area, so just a normal text and anchored text if it's something that you want anchored into one location so you can't move it. Notes, call outs, signposts, images if you wanted to add the images onto the screen. Everything lives right here. Then we've got emojis, so if you wanted to add, say, emojis onto your chart, so I wanted to add an arrow, then I can do it like that. But all of those live right here in the shape section. We've got the measuring tool. So if I wanted to measure from the bottom to the top of this range, we can see that that's 297 pips that AUD USD has moved in 149 bars over 8 days and 5 hours. with $1.439 million of volume. Below it, we've got the zoom in. So if I want to zoom into the chart, I press it. So now the zoom in is active. Drag onto the chart where I want to zoom in, and we are going to get zoomed into that specific location. The magnet is really, really useful if you're drawing things such as trend lines and you want it to clip onto specific bars. So if you take a look right here, see how my crosshair is magnetized to the bottom of that wick. And then say I wanted to place it at the bottom of this wick. Now it's going to get magnetized right there so that you get a perfect trend line every single time. Right below it, we've got the stay in drawing mode. So this means if I place a trend line, I can then continue to place multiple trend lines without having to continuously press the trend line over and over again. I've got the lock button, so this is going to lock all drawings on the chart, so there's no way you can accidentally clear them, remove them, or edit them. And then we've got the hide all drawings. So say for example, I had a trend line and a fib and all of this, and I just wanted to hide it really quickly. I press this and everything is gone. And last but not least, we've got the delete button. You press this and it's going to remove all of the drawings from your chart in one easy click so that you don't have to manually do it yourself. So that sums up all of the tools that we have available around our screen on TradingView. So next up, let's configure our chart so that we can make it look nice. So the first thing you're going to want to do is right click on the chart, and at the very bottom, we've got the settings button. You click on this and it's going to bring up your chart settings. Now, this is what we need in order to make our charts look nice and configure them to how we like. So what we're going to do is click on this button right here, and this is going to change the body color of the candle. So for example, we're just going to do a basic black and white for this tutorial. So if I change this to white, then the body of the up candle is going to be changed to white. And then for the down close candle, we're going to change it to black. The borders, so the borders of the candles themselves, we're just going to have it again the same as the body. So white for the up candle, black for the down candle, and then the same thing for the wick as well. So white for the up candle and black for the down candle. If we click OK, we can see that our chart has now changed from red and green to black and white. And then come towards the end of this video, I'll actually be giving you my own personal charting colors because I know a lot of you have asked for that as well. But again, if we go back to our settings, we've changed how our colors look on the chart. So next up, we've got the status line, and that is talking about the line that is up here. So first, you want the logo of what the currency pair is. So if we click this, you see the logo disappears. We click this, the logo comes back. Next up, we've got the title. So Australian dollar versus the US dollar. We click this, it disappears. Then we've got the chart values. Again, all of these things, open, high, low, and close, they disappear. We've got the bar change value. So we click this. If I move this to the side, you can see it's minus 0.19%. We click this and it completely vanishes. We can also have the volume. We can have the last day change in value. Next up, we've got the actual canvas that we've got behind our chart that we can change. So first and foremost, we've got the background. Do we want it as a solid color or do we want it as a gradient? Now, if we have it as a solid color and we change it to, say, light blue, then the entire background changes. Next up, we've got the grid lines. So vertical and horizontal, vertical only, horizontal only, or none. So if we click on none, it gets rid of all of the grid in the background. If we click on vertical only, it's just going to leave the vertical lines, horizontal only, and a vertical and horizontal. Again, we can change the color of these as well. But for me, I like to have none on my screen because I just prefer the way it looks. You can configure the color of the crosshair itself. So if I want it to be blue, then I can change it to blue. If I want it to be black, I can change it to black. I can change it from a line, a dash line, or a dotted line. So if I do this, you can see how it changes in the background. We can click this to turn on a watermark. So this will show us the currency pair and the time frame that we're currently on. So that was nice and simple, and that pretty much sums up exactly how to configure the charts to your own liking. So you can change the colors, the crosshairs, and make it look a little bit nicer so you're not stuck looking at the basic red and green. So what I'll do is I will actually show you my personal charting colors so that you guys can actually go ahead and copy them. This is the exact color that I have for my up close candle. And then this gray is the exact color that I have for my down close candle. Now again, I follow that with the borders and the wicks as well. As you can see in the background, I have a nice and clean canvas, so no grid lines and no nothing in that manner. But that is what I personally use. I think it looks pretty nice. It's pretty neutral. It doesn't psychologically give you any sort of euphoria when prices are moving up. It doesn't make you feel bad when prices are moving down. So I'm just a big fan of having neutral colors. So lastly, now we're going to move over into exactly how to make your life a little bit easier and have everything at hand's reach. So first things first, what we're going to do is create a watch list. So first things first, we're going to come over here, click on the watch list button, click on the little three icons, and then click add section. Now what this is going to do is create a particular section under which you can start to add your pairs. So for this one, we're going to call it Forex and click on this little arrow so it drops the menu down. And as you can see, there is no currency pairs inside of it at the moment. So for that, we're going to have to click on this plus icon. And let's say you trade Euro USD, click on the plus icon. You trade GBP USD, click on the plus icon. And you trade AUD USD, click on the plus icon. So now under our Forex watch list, our three main pairs that we trade every single day are right there. So instead of coming to the chart, clicking up here, having to type out your symbol, you can just click on the watch list and switch between the three. Let's say you traded Forex and crypto. You'd click on the three dots, create a section, rename it to crypto, move this back up here, and then underneath crypto, we can now add in our cryptos. So say we normally trade futures on Solana versus USDT. We can add this in. Let's say we also trade BTC USDT. We can add this in. So now we've made two sections, one for Forex, one for crypto. So instead of again going up here, clicking this, having to find the pair, then going into the chart, we can simply click on the watch list and then we can be like, today I want to trade Bitcoin. I'm going to click on this and I'm straight onto the chart. If I click this again, it hides it and I'm able to do my analysis in peace. So once we've got the watch list out the way, the next thing that we're going to do is add in our time frames. So for me, I trade on the 5 minute. So that is my entry time zone. I also take a look at the 15 minute, the hourly, the 4 hourly, and the daily. All of my time frames that I look at every single day are here, nice and neat in one hand's reach. So say I start my top down analysis on the daily, then I drop down to the 4 hourly, then I drop down to the hourly. Instead of now having to click on this drop down button and finding that time frame, is all here in this nice and neat location. We're going to build our tool list. Now, for me, I personally use the trend line. So we're going to come over here and star it. And as you can see, it now adds it into a tool list. So I use trend lines in order to figure out when we've had a breaker structure, a market structure shift, or anything like that. So I'm constantly using this little line. I'm also using horizontal lines to find the daily highs, the daily lows, so that I can mark them onto the chart and visually have an idea of where they are. Now, apart from that, sometimes I also use the fib. So I'm going to come over here and press the little star button. Then I always use the long and short position so I know when I'm getting in and out of trades and where my take profit is. Sometimes I'm using the brush tool as well because then I'm making videos for you guys to be able to see. So in my trade breakdowns, I'm trying to give you guys as much value as possible. So the brush tool is always super handy when trying to explain something to you guys. Next up, we've got the rectangle. Now I use this personally to identify fair value gaps and order blocks, so we can add that into our tool list. Sometimes I use the circle to mark out where particular areas are, liquidity sweeps or anything like that. But apart from that, that pretty much sums up my tool list. So once I've got everything in this nice and neat location, now what I can start to do is I can actually start to frame up trades. So here's my trend line helping me identify a breaker structure. Here's my rectangle helping me identify an order block. Here's my short position tool helping me to identify where my entry, my stop loss, and my take profit will be. So instead of having to find all of these things manually myself, I've just put them all in a nice, neat location that I can quickly tap onto to start finding all of the tools that I need. So again, oh, there we go. I've got my fib tool and now I've identified a nice trade in a much efficient manner instead of having to rock backwards and forwards between all of these different things. So what this does is it makes our life easier because we've got all of the different time frames that we need. We've got our watch list right here in this corner, and we've got all of the tools that we're going to need to frame up a trade, all at a hand's reach. And that's a wrap. So by now you should be a fully fledged TradingView Pro that knows exactly what every single button means and how to start framing up trades so that you can start extracting all of these profits from the market. So if you guys did enjoy this video and got some value out of it, then please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and share this video with somebody who is still a TradingView novice that can gain some insights from this video. But on that note guys, I hope you enjoyed this and I'll catch you guys in the next video.